So this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I mean, what actually sparked the experience that sparked this video happened months ago. And it's a follow-up video to the one I will post right down here at the end of this video. But in the video, it'll be right down here, remember that. I briefly mentioned two things: that values and preferences are different, and that values supersede preferences. Alright? And this is what I mean when I say that. Just because I value something or another doesn't mean I always prefer that. You know what I'm talking about? Just a quick example. I personally I value water and being around water. But just because I value water and being around water doesn't mean I always just prefer to be around water. And it also doesn't mean that any water I'm around, I'm happy and content. Like, I think of an example of when I went to the shore. I do like the shore, and the beach is all cool, but really what I liked about there is just being on the coastal town and having that humidity and that fresh ocean water, just overcoming the town. But it doesn't mean, and it's actually not true, I don't prefer to be by the beach. In fact, I actually prefer to be by water in a nice, quiet, tranquil, serene place, like the one we're in right now. By the way, this is the water right here. Can't see it. And what I really wanted to say with this video is relationships, especially relationships. While I do believe that values supersede preferences and kind of lean us to different preferences, I think that two people who value the same thing but have different preferences can work it out. And this is something I think messes up a lot of relationships. And I just want to say that just think the number one thing you need in a relationship is to have similar values, but do not think too deep into values and preferences. Like, understand that you should have similar values, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to have the same preferences, or vice versa. You may have different values, but you could have the same preferences. And I really just want to get this out there, that I am tired of seeing people, fight and assume the absolute end of the world just because, say, their girl prefers to, stay inside, laying on the couch with them, than staying inside, laying on the bed with them. And that's just some crazy example I just pulled out of nowhere. But the point of me saying this is basically understand that the value is still the same. She values her time with you. She values being in your presence. But what is different is she has a preference of where she would like to be with you. And you value her time and value being around her. And you have a preference with where you would like to be with her. Say yours is the bedroom, hers is the couch, or vice versa. It don't really matter. The point is that you guys can talk and understand that that underlying thing is the value, and the thing that's most important to her is, her time with you. And she may prefer it this way, you may prefer it that way, but don't let that lead to an argument. Don't let that tear you apart. Don't even let that even be a big deal. Just be like, okay, whatever, let's do it this. And all that comes through communication. And when I initially had this conversation with one of my friends who came down, we kind of butted heads about that. And at first, to me, it sounded like it made sense, which was my values were superficial and hers were not. But that wasn't the case after I thought about it. That whole story right here. Thank you for tuning in. It's the TheLughXPerience. God bless. Stay up. One love.